Hi, chicken. How are you doing today? Well, today we're gonna talk. It's part two of a video, but we was talking about the last time. I give you some reason why you grow your own food, and it's the benefit of you growing your own food. And then today we're gonna talking about how do you begin growing your own food? Because most of the time you be like, mother sick, I want to start a garden, but I don't know how. But so today I'm here. I'm gonna tell you reason why. So how you begin growing your own food? You have to know what soil to use. Reason why? Because not every soil is good for gardening. So now you may be asked, what soil should I use? First of all, you have to pick the soil would have good drainage in it. You could start with a good organic garden soil because many of us we won't go out on organic food. We don't want nothing. So if that's the type of person you is, you want to go organic, you should go to the food store. I mean to the garden store and buy a soil with say organic, either raised bed or ground. So you could even a good mix. So some soil you can't put in pots because of the amount of fertilizer put on it. When you water it, it costs too much fertilizer to be in the roots of the plant. So you have to pick your soil and you have to know how to water it because most of the soil, if they don't have enough moisture in it, when you think you water your plants, that soil dry. So you have to also use a mixture of soil with some good peat moss on it, or cocoa coir, or vermiculite. Once you get a good garden soil, you don't need all of that because some of the garden soil is come with already with all that amendment in it. So when you water in pots, when you grow in pots, you tend to water more because the plant tend to dry up quicker when it's in the ground. So if it's in the ground, like the soil wet to the bottom is gonna give you a lot of moisture. You keep that moisture. But if it's in the pot, the heat's gonna dry it quicker. And first of all, to be honest with you, gardening is not easy and it's not cheap. That's why you don't start big one time. You start small. If you're gonna start with one plant, two plant, then as you go, like it's just like a step. When you climb that step, you just do step one, step two, step three until you reach where you could, you know, handle. Because you now you don't know nothing but gardening and you want to start that big garden. How you gonna help that garden when insects starting to attack you? When that plant start dying, then you start stressing out. So you start small. You could start with 3 plants, 2 plants. But make sure the 2 plants which you pick is the 2 plants that you like. And you have to maximize your space. Because you can't have a small space and then you want to do a big garden. So you have to know how much plant you're going to plant in that little space. And if you have the pots, if you grow in pots, you have to know how big your pot is, how much plants you're going to put in one pot. So all of that you have to put to consideration and how you're going to do it and what you're going to do. And, that's all.